Due to the serious nature of this video, and the others that will follow in this series, I need to address that in most cases, this is all alleged. My opinions and observations in regard of the K-pop and K-drama industry are mine alone. I, and another who wishes to remain anonymous, assisted in the research and gathering of the information discussed in this video. Please see the description for resources. Hello, my friends. Hi, it's me, Dee Sparta, and welcome to my channel. We're going to get into something a little heavy today, I admit it, and so I do need you guys to be prepared, okay? We're going to talk about the life and death of Jang Ja Yeon. And Jang Ja Yeon, she was an up-and-coming K-pop artist, K-drama actress and singer, dancer. She was very talented, and she was in a K-pop drama, Boys with Flowers. And she allegedly was trafficked, what I could say nicely. So we'll get into that right now. I just want to update everybody. Thank you for all my new subscribers. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. And, gosh, thank you for you guys are awesome, okay? You guys do so much. That helps me, and I appreciate it a lot. This is the second video in the Darkside of KPop KDrama series, and the first episode we were introduced to Madam Shim, and you're going to see her being connected to a lot of tragedies, a lot of scandals, and allegedly her manipulating rumors and gossip getting released to put up distractions. So we're going to get it, you're going to kind of start seeing this. So if you haven't seen the first video, I'll have a link to it in the cards. And yeah, and I kind of want to get down to the bottom of what actually happened in the end. And I've been putting off this video because it's dark. But I want to get this out there, all right? Mental health is so important. I myself, have, I've been down, really oppressed, and feeling like I didn't have a way out, and crying out for help and being ignored. And it hurt, and I was alone, and I was able to rise above it. Not everybody can. And that's what we're going to cover here a lot in this series. And I do suggest, please, if you feel like you're alone and can't imagine carrying on each day, please get help. Call. There are hotlines I'll put down below. Please. You are special. You are loved. And there is hope. There really is. I didn't think there was. But you see me now. I'm tearing up. I'm sorry. This is emotional for me. But anyway, I want to get into a little bit of her background, and then we'll get into the reading. So, yeah. Here we go. we're going to get into something deep here. Now, just remember, I do have the chapter links, so if you want to skip ahead to the tarot reading, please feel free to do so. I got this set up for y'all. Please remember that we're going to be talking about some very, very, very difficult topics, and it's scary. So, I'd like you to meet Jang Ja Yeon. She passed away at the age of 30. She had documented 4 pages of what her experience was under a slavery sex contract. Her CEO of Contents Entertainment and her manager assaulted her. Her manager apparently, allegedly, well, he was charged, sort of. You know, he got, it's shitty what happened, but he was forcing her to have sexual sex, and was assaulted by these men. Many famous people in the media industry and CEOs of businesses. Now, unfortunately, her death kind of shook South Korea. It was shocking. It was March 7th of 2009. Well, she was 29, almost 30. You know, she was found hanging in her home by her older sister. She shared residence with her. And this document had about, 31 names. Very high profile people. Her manager, Kim Sung-hoon. You gotta remember him, please. Yeah, he's not nice, okay? This document, it talked a lot about what he did to her and the regular beatings. Now, at the time of her death, it was called suicide. And there really wasn't an in-depth investigation, which you're going to learn about. Because you see, going on, the police department was full of corruption, folks. Yeah, big surprise there. The police department being corrupt. Yeah, well, you see, allegedly, Madam Shim had her little hand involved with trying to get this whole scandal silenced, pushed away fast. She bribed police officers with services from her prostitution ring, which we talked about a little in the previous episode. Okay, so she's involved with all this. Yeah. Now, the CEO, he's vile, but he only got 4 months in prison after they did an investigation. I don't know, and 1 year probation for physically abusing the actress. That's what they were. He physically abused her. He did not. That did just not. I had a problem with police because the guy was military and going back, and he's got a family, and so, you know, his wife says you were hitting on him and trying to, and I'm like, what? Yeah. I did report this jerk who did that to me, the police detective, and got his ass in trouble. That's a whole, whatever, I could go into that, and I'm not going to, because yeah, the way I feel about Ada County Sheriff. Anyway, let's move on. Um, she was trying to get help, okay, before her death. And this was because she had her previous manager had left Contents Entertainment, okay, and he had brought a couple actresses with him, but she had stayed, and one of the actresses who had left, she was actually sued and lost, and we had to pay Contents Entertainment because she broke her contract a year early. So there's a penalty for leaving, and if you can't afford it, I mean, you're screwed. Even if you were leaving because of criminal activity, harm to you, it wasn't, yeah, everything hush hush. So keep this in mind. That's why, she couldn't just get up and leave. And she had shown her slavery contract. And a lot of these K-pop and K-drama contracts, they're very much slave contracts. And that is something that we'll get into in another video. Okay. Yeah, this is crazy. But she had shown this and was asking for help. Yeah, she and her manager, she had met with her previous manager, Yu Jang Ho. And Yu Jang Ho, he had been saying, hey, I'm going to help you. What I need you to do is write everything down. Document what happened to you and who did these horrible things to you. Okay, because he wanted to use this, get this documentation and use it. Okay, so she had done all this, and you know what? They show her like the week before, entering dispatch released this CCTV, camera footage. Her, meeting, leaving, going and meeting with her former manager, and she was really hoping, he could help her, Now, he had started his own, I said he'd already left, started his own, and he had mentioned to the other actresses that he had brought over that about that Jang Yeon was going to had this document that she was going to bring to him, and she allegedly gave him a pile of documents, and it covered all about her this sex slavery contract. And like I said, you saw the footage of her, supposedly this is supposedly when she dropped off with him, okay? Now March 1st, okay, this is March 1st. He had taken those documents and to MBC Drama Center in Isan, and he met Lee Mi-suk there, who was one of the actresses who had followed him. Now, in his police testimony, he claimed that he did not show the documents to her. Instead, he talked about her, Ja Yeon CEO Kim Hong-soon, bad guy, and commented on these horrible things that, he was doing to her. And this other actress, she said to him, you need to speak to director Jean Se-ho. Now, this director is key because he could help, okay? He could help, and that's what people believed, all right? So at this time, oh man, Jang Ja Yeon, she was feeling hopeful that she was actually going to get help because her former manager was really trying to help. This is what she said of her visit with him and what he asked. Yu Jang Ho told me to come into his office because he had something to tell me. And he said he's preparing a criminal investigation on Kim Jong Sil, the CEO, her CEO. He said, if I wrote down everything that's happened to me, they'd guarantee my identity would be kept secret. And they'll also release me from my contract. So, she went ahead and did this. That's why she wrote this document. Allegedly, she wrote the document because she thought she could get free from her contract. She could go carry on with her life, do new things, and her identity would be kept secret so people wouldn't know what happened to her. You gotta realize, you don't tell anybody. You don't even tell those closest. You don't want to tell anybody what happened, okay? You just don't. So she did that. I showed you the letters. It was 4 pages long, and she talked about the abuse at the hands of her CEO and feeling powerless. She poured out everything. And police said that when they found this document, they believe that this was a suicide letter, but it's not. And then you have her family, and it seems to me that they're probably in denial of what happened to her, wanting to keep it quiet, don't want anyone to know what happened to the daughter. I mean, it looks bad upon them. Like, why didn't you do anything? Why didn't you help? Why, if they didn't know, and maybe she didn't want them to know because it would be a disgrace. Culture is very different in South Korea, in Asia, compared to here in the U.S. and the Western world. But not too different, because all the victim shaming women and men who are assaulted, it's there. It's driving over here, but there isn't such a bad stigma, I guess you could call it. So she has family members. Her older brother and little sister. They're like, she had to be coerced. She wouldn't know this, write stuff like this. She was coached into writing it. This doesn't make sense. And the family wanted everything about this scandal just to disappear, pass quickly. They demanded that Yu Jang Ho must burn the evidence. It's just not a joke. When I tell you the family wanted this buried and nothing happened, that's what happened. Even me being disowned, my father wanted to, practice his sniper skills. But he didn't. He's like, oh, I want to. When I was assaulted, he was strong opinions. So I know my daddy loves me. He just stubborn. I'll put it that way. Stubborn man that he is. Okay. Now, the family, they wanted him to say, so he put a whole thing. I mean, he pretended he had burnt the document, and the news ran an exclusive report on how they found the burned and blackened document outside Yu Jang Ho's office in a trash bag. All this stuff, but he didn't do what it was all, he just pretended. He knew what he had in his hands was very, very important, and he was trying, there were those trying to silence him, and Jang Ja Yeon's voice, shut her down. Now, there apparently is these text messages that she received from her former manager on the day that she died, just about 2 hours before she passed on, is what is said. And this text message said, I think you'll meet someone with me on Monday, March 9th. Please clear your schedule for the afternoon. Call me Monday morning. Now, that someone referenced in the text message is allegedly producer Jang Ja Yeon. He's from KBS, NBC, and SBS. Now, um, now you'll find out more about, they questioned the other actresses who had left Contents Entertainment in 2008. Lee Mi-suk was definitely one of them, and she talks about how Ja Yeon had come to her crying and asking for help, and how, and something about how, you know, she had went off and went golfing with somebody, and she was talking to Jean Seho, who was the producer who I mentioned earlier. She had talked to him and was like, she said you guys went golfing together in Thailand, and he was like, wouldn't you come golfing with me? How could you not come after I've been gone for 10 years? And she's like, the contents of the letter are shocking. She goes, the only person Kim Jong-seon is afraid of, and that's the CEO of the Contents Entertainment, is you. And she's telling the producer this. Please scold him. Whether you have to break a hand or a foot. Oh yeah, allegedly this is what she's saying. This cannot hit the floor. She doesn't want this information out. She wants him silenced. And she wants him, the producer, harm to come to him. Now, Yoo Jang-hoon has the documents. And so he did meet with him. And wow, Now, I don't know how all there's just, it's so complicated. There's also a witness, Yoon Ji-oh, who was one of her friends, another actress, and she allegedly has witnessed the CEO, that evil CEO, on his birthday at a party, what he did to her, what did to Ja Yeon. It's horrible what happened to Jang Yeon, and it's been discredit. People have tried to discredit her credibility. Discredit her. Yeah, wish I could think of something more eloquent, but you get it. That she was sexually abused at that party, and this was before she passed away. A lot of people attacked her character, as I was saying. They tried to say she had ulterior motives. I have a hard time trying to think. It's like, what are those ulterior motives? You can't say clout chasing because she is going up against powerful authority figures who want to silence her. They try to, okay? And, she would post the pictures of a lot of the malicious comments on her Instagram. And she's like, I will take legal action against all these people who are doing this. She had a psychological diagnosis, and it came out that she was afraid of being murdered and having her death disguised as a suicide. She's like, I am afraid. She was the only witness willing to come forward, so the public was just bam. And so she was afraid for her life. And, she got the diagnosis, and she shared that in order to receive her medical records certificate, she had to, saying that, yeah, this is true, what's going on, her fear, because she wanted to have a strong legal power in case anything happened to her. So if something did happen to her, they'll be like, well, it's documented, she medically went, and it was declared, yeah, she's afraid of. She's afraid this is happening. She really believes that this could happen. She was trying to take a lot of measures because she noticed a trend that there have been 3 other actors that have passed away due to suicide who all belong to Contents Entertainment. Now, we will get into them in another video. I just want to focus on Ja Yeon. So, she's like, yeah, I'm outie, When the case was reopened, she wanted to, testify, but she was shot down. Originally, her testimony was ignored by the original prosecutors at the time, who were corrupt, allegedly, um, saying that she's not believable. There were inconsistencies in her testimony, and she couldn't, remember the assailant image, what he looked like. She kept changing, and I have my doubts in a lot of that. I really do. And maybe we'll find out in the tarot reading, okay? Now, unfortunately, like actress Lee Mi-suk, she remains silent on everything for the last 10 years. And around 2018, she came out and made a statement, and she was like, explaining why she was worried about speaking up. And this is what her statement is, and I want you to listen to me read this. Hello, this is Lee Mi-suk. First of all, I'd like to apologize to you for causing you to worry due to these unfortunate circumstances. I'd like to carefully share my statement regarding reports related to late Jang Ja Yeon. I was careful about speaking up about late Jang Yeon, who faced a tragic death at such an early age, because I was worried that every word I would say would be distorted into gossip rather than reveal the truth. I am also saddened by the death of late Jang Yeon. I am willing to participate in additional investigations if it is needed in the process of exposing the truth behind her death. However, I believe the investigation should be one that will recover the reputation of the late actress and is approved by the citizens of Korea. I will do my best to make sure there isn't any misunderstandings or suspicions left regarding late Jang Yeon's death. Thank you. Wow. Now, Yoon Ji-woo had a lot of thoughts about this statement, because she's like, there are more people who actually witnessed these things and have remained silent. She's talked about at least 5, one of them being Lee Mi-suk, who worked in the internet, who were closer to Jang Ja Yeon than she was, and she's the one who witnessed stuff happening. So she's like, I want to see these people, coming forward. This needs to happen. And yeah. Yeah. There has been a lot of cover up. And even though they tried to reopen this case, it left with so much open ended. There's been no closure. Things are being silenced. CEOs are trying to cover up and not have their names released. There's been, everything being redacted. Now, we're going to get into, there have been 2 other stars under the Contents Entertainment. Uni and Jeong Dabin. We're going to get into those people. Uni, because they were also apparently committed suicide. Okay. But it's really suspicious. There's been so many deaths around Madam Shim, allegedly, that you can't help but wonder the power this woman holds and why she was trying to suppress all of this. And if I recall correctly, Jun Yi-ho, who, her friend who's trying to speak up, I believe she left the country. Witness protection was not protective of her in Korea, so she's, I believe, in Canada. She had to get away. There's the death threats, and she's afraid of what will happen to her because of what's happened to others, and she's terrified. And I personally believe, rightfully so. I'd be a little paranoid in her circumstance too. Uh, so yeah, so hopefully, this kind of open your eyes to some craziness happening. Uh huh. Boy, the next few videos are going to get deeper than this. So I want you to be prepared. Let's get into that tarot reading, I guess. Hi everybody. Yeah, we're going to get into that tarot reading. Just remember that we've been talking about some very, very sensitive subjects, and we're trying to find out what really happened to Jang Ja Yeon. Find out, you know, if she had hit so low that she did this to herself, or if this was done to her and her death. So, yeah. I'm using my Haunted House tarot deck. I usually use this for like true crime. And this is a crime that happened. Should never have happened. Her, mental health is so important. And I know that's why some of you get very worried when you see other idols and actresses, and you're worried about their mental health. Are they slipping? Are they, doing? Are they doing something to harm themselves? And what's going on? Just realized you could see my home carts with all my spiritual books and decks. Okay. Oh well. Yeah. All right, here we go. Cut the deck and okay. Interesting. The Ten of Pentacles. This has to do with legacy. I get a feeling that let's get some more cards on it. Okay, the Eight of Swords. Yeah, none of those are good to see. Let me explain. As you can see in these cards, first the Ten of Pentacles is like, how they've got everything together. It's the end of the Pentacle journey, pretty much. But I'm thinking this had to do with something about her job, work, but I don't think it was her legacy that was the problem. This was a way of trying to silence her. You see here, this is rough because she's bound up, okay, and you see the swords all around her. This is the Eight of Swords. So that makes you sad that this piled up and these are together in this reading. It just worrisome. Okay, so here's the Eight of Pentacles next to it, next to the Eight of Swords. So we got 8 is a common factor we're seeing here. Now, I want to, I keep saying that I keep sensing this is like leaving a legacy. This is about family. This is about security. This is about old money. Could be, but somebody, with this kind of power. And the Eight of Swords, you know, but this here is usually about apprenticeship. This is willing to work. This is, you know, working hard, enjoying her work. But when I get see here, she was not enjoying it. She was being forced into do this, and she had to put on a show that she was doing well. This is because the Eight of Swords. This is bad. This is being trapped. This is bondage. This is forced to be restrained. This is imprisonment. This is also feeling trapped. So then the other cards that fell out here wasn't surprised, and the Magician card is going under. So this is the person whom their legacy is that they were concerned about, which is why they tried to bind her and shut her up. You see, the Magician upside down, he's a trickster. This is somebody who's very deceptive, very powerful, and up to no good. This is air energy. This is Mercury. This is about communication with the throat. This is somebody who, you around them, you need to proceed with caution. You need to be careful because there's a lot of deception. This wasn't happiness over here. This is deceit. And the Four of Swords here is reversed under the Eight of Swords. And that also is something to pay attention to here, because these swords, there's, you can see it's upside down. She's laying down, and normally, you see this is someone who's getting rest, but this is the complete opposite. This is someone not having protection, self-protection, someone who is losing any kind of faith. This is someone who is not getting the support. This is someone who's having a mental breakdown, stressed out, restless. This is her true self. And let's see here. I have a bunch of cards that fell out. But what I'm sensing is she was being taken advantage of because of these things. Yeah, here's the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is usually a relationship, a contract. Water energy is a lot of emotions. And it's upright. So this is, ooh, oh my God. So what happened here? Listen to me here. This poor woman's drowning here, in the card here. So this is a darker image of what was going on with everybody above celebrating while she was drowning dead. She died. This is bad. It's like, move her out of the way. We can move someone else into her place. This is really gross, creepy energy I'm sensing. And I saw the Nine of Cups, and he's reversed. And the Knight of Cups, this is Scorpio energy. And it being reversed here is deception. This is a con man. This is someone who was jealous. Not con man, could be con person. But yeah, so I'm getting the CEO's energy here. He definitely was connected to someone where he was letting his actresses and being used, and that's what I'm seeing here. Her death, they celebrated. They thought they could silence her and hide everything. Okay. Okay, give me another card here. Okay. A couple more cards, please. Okay. Well, 3 cards flew out here. So here's the Seven of Wands, and it's reversed. And Seven of Wands, and this picture, the woman, she's trying to fight off everything. She's trying to maintain control, but this is being overwhelmed. This is just giving up. This is someone who's being paranoid, who is just like feeling so defeated. She, like, nobody's listening to her, nobody cares. And then I have the Ace of Wands over here. I'm wondering if she was pregnant. Okay. Um, this, one is about creation, inspiration, new ideas, and optimism, and it's over this, but it also could be pregnancy. I'm sensing here. They had to try and cover up a pregnancy, I'm seeing here. The Knight of Wands reversed popped up over here, over the other night. And the Knight of Wands is Leo energy, and this is reversed. This is someone who's very, making empty promises. This is someone, just very angry and recklessness. There's just made a hasty decision that it's not turning out how he had hoped, involving her. Okay, so the moon popped up here. Now the moon, it's the this was reversed. So with this, there's confusion and deception going on about her death. Okay, so there is more to what was going on. I'm not getting a sense of, it's like being pushed to death. Here's death. As soon as I say that, death just flopped out. So, they wanted her dead. They were definitely celebrating her death. They wanted to end this thing with her. And see, there's a child involved. Here's the Six of Cups with the woman with this kid. There is a child somehow involved. I don't understand. Because, with this card in other decks would be like a happy memory and whole playfulness, innocence, youth. And I'm seeing there was a youth, there was an innocent child, and then I can see the Two of Cups over here, which with the you see the twins here? I mean, the Two of Pentacles. She was trying to make a very tough decision. She's trying to prioritize and make change, but she's struggling. And then the Four of Pentacles here reversed over these guys. This is greed, possessiveness. They were having many troubles. They needed to keep her. This is controlling. This is possessive. They controlled her. They feel, they controlled her circumstances. They controlled her death. They controlled everything. Yeah, this is this is dark. I want to pull out, let's see here. Yeah, I'll just use the Letterman deck. I'm feeling kind of drawn to the gilded one, and let's see what's going on here. A lot of heartache, a lot of pain, so much pain, grieving. Yeah. Okay. 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 The card that came up here is 17. It's the Queen of Hearts. And you see there's the two swans. And this means pregnancy often. So, like I said, there was a pregnancy. I don't know if she was pregnant at the time she died or if she had been pregnant at one time before. Oh my goodness. Oh, this just got me the chills. Oh, let's see what else I'm going to learn here. Okay, a bouquet of flowers, which is 9. This is the Queen of Spades, and it usually represents a dark-haired woman. Someone who's beautiful and charming, and it has to do with flowers. And it, Ja Yeon, she was in Boys with Flowers, that drama, and so I'm sensing her. 40. And this is an additional card that came later that have been added to this deck, and you see the two-facedness. This is to be where what's being projected about her. What was being projected? So what I'm seeing here is there was some kind of pregnancy. It was being covered up. The crossroads. That's interesting. Confusion. There's the mountain, which is, So 22 here is the crossroads, and this is hitting to a point of making decisions, making choices. And she was at a crossroads with this pregnancy. And the mountain here, which is 21. This is a struggle. There's an enemy. There's someone here very cold-hearted, wanting to, trying to push the decision. Let's see here. Whew. No, this is 27 here is the letter, and this is written correspondence and communication. So there is more in this letter than what we're being shown. There is more into her document. It's being covered up. It was, yeah. 7 here is in the snake, and it's over this, the pregnancy and the decisions, and what I'm seeing here, this snake is not a good thing, and it usually is a very evil woman behind this, and I'm getting, a woman. Once again, we're dealing with dark hair, a woman with darker hair. She's very deceptive, extremely smart. She is the enemy. She was forcing a decision to be made about Jang Ja Yeon. What is that decision? Please reveal to me, what was she deciding to do? What's going on here? Ooh, okay. Ooh, lilies. 30 lilies. Okay. Sometimes this is like an older man in her life, and he's over the enemy. So there was a man who was enemy and a woman. Okay, we got these two people. at a crossroads, knowing she's pregnant, cover up, or document, yeah, there's a man involved, as I was saying, and um, he's the father, needed to cover it up, needed to silence her. She lost that child, okay? I'm seeing, okay, so she lost the child. Oh, covering it up. I'm seeing just crying. This is a karmic connection here with this, and this is time. That gets me wondering. Hmm. This this bothers me because this is like you need to saying, hey, we need to stop. We need to reflect on what's going on here. Um, there is information connected here and here that is not, that we're not, that has not been looked into. Um, okay, 34 is the fishes here, and this is business events. We're talking money transaction. Once again, we're dealing with a man, and though this fits, he. It's almost like she had to sign something to keep quiet about what happened and this child. They were holding her back. The foxes work something, and the mice is gossip and eating away at horrible things. The book of secrets. She has all the secrets, causing confusion in social media. I'm just pulling these cards. And she wanting to break her contract. Okay, so they didn't want her to break and leave because they would not have as much control over her. Yeah. So, I, I still, I don't have a definite. They wanted her got dead. They celebrated. They were happy because they wanted to silence her, allegedly. Um, I think a man was behind her passing. There's allegedly a man involved. He might have done something. It could have been her manager, her current man, not the former, who was helping. I think it's almost like coercing and pushing, do this now. I don't want to go any further. I'm not liking this energy at all. I don't feel safe. She wasn't safe. Yeah, they wanted to silence her, threaten her life, and someone was like, "This was a fuck you. You can't take my life." Yeah. So yeah, that is. There we go. All right, everybody. I hope you remember to take care of yourself, your mental health. Believe victims. Stop the victim blaming. I just Amber Heard came out, and then people are like, well, there's liars. Yeah, but you know what? Liars like Amber Heard, yeah, there's proof when you look at the victim, the real victim in the scenario, and um, yeah, there's a different energy, you could tell. So it's best to believe than not believe, because the truth will come out. And on that lovely note of mine, folks, thank you for joining this channel. Please, like I said, take care of yourself. I always say be kind to yourself and be kind to others. And I really mean it, folks. Let's live like that, please. I love you. I'll see you all with another reading soon.